Imagine that an evil scientist has your brain extracted and put on a bucket with enough nutrients to keep it alive and got it connected to a supercomputer that simulated the people, objects, animals, senses, and everything around you. But in the end, they would only be electric impulses sent to your brain. This theory is called brain in a bucket. The origin of this idea comes from René Descartes in his Meditations in 1641, where he said that an all-powerful evil genie has a purpose to cheat each one of us. So in consequence, we can't trust our senses, because the evil genie would always be altering them. Years later, Hilary Putnam wrote a book called Reason, Truth, and History, in which she changed the evil genie to the evil scientist we mentioned, and the theory was named Brain in a Bucket. Now, the issue with this theory is that it presents a radical skepticism situation, where we would be unable to realize if our current reality is just a simulation planned by an advanced society and everything around us is not actually there. So, if every piece of information that we receive is actually just electricity flowing through our brains, how can we know if everything around us is real? In order to bring a solution to this theory, and based on the René Descartes rationalism doctrine, the answer is we can't. Because according to this philosopher, us humans are imperfect, and we are unable to understand what perfection is. Therefore, something perfect should already exist. And that perfection is God, not in the religious sense. If God is perfection, it must be good and exist. And since it is good, it is not tricking our senses, so we can trust them to perceive our reality as true. This is a bit of a puzzle, but in this particular case, there actually is an evil scientist tricking us into believing that our reality actually exists. So because he is evil, we cannot trust our senses. Therefore, we could spend our whole lives believing that everything we experience is not just a simulation. In conclusion, given the fact that our brain is the only source from where we get info from the outside, but it is being tricked, there is no way we could realize it is happening. So what do you think? Does everything we perceive is real, or are we just brains in a bucket?